Let's go! Let's go! Here we go. It's getting real out here on Market Street. 4-time champs, championship parade, Golden State Warriors. Man, it's getting full out here. Willard Dibs with you. It's sponsored by Fremont Bank, full service banking, no compromises. Again, we're going to be going out to the podium in just about a half hour. So you're going to hear from the guys themselves, and then a bunch of them are going to jump on the show with us right after that as the parade gets started in the 11 o'clock hour. And then, of course, Steiny and Goo are going to take over, and we will cover this from every possible angle throughout the morning and afternoon on a day for San Francisco and the entire Bay Area to celebrate. It's something I mentioned last week, not lost on me at all today. To be able to gather out here today, these two things coincided at such an unbelievably awful level. The downfall of Warrior basketball, the arrival of COVID-19, and all of the difficulties and the depression and everything that came along with that for a 3-year period. Man, what therapy it is to be out here today and have this team bring us all together in such of a way to celebrate.
Right.
That is not lost on me at all.
You know what this is, of course, Mark.
Yes, I do.
It's a celebration sensation.
That is.
And we brought the jar. The travel jar is getting filled up, and it's not only thank you, Kyle, as Kyle Madsen helping me out
nice
with
job.
$1
That's
before I cash me out one time. But it's incredible, Mark, because the whole idea about COVID-19, you mentioned it, and yet here we are around hundreds of thousands of people, and there are some masks in the crowd. And
yes.
I've had my mask on for a lot of the day, and that's fine, but
we're outdoors.
The fact that we can all be around other people, you hit me with that. And, you think about the COVID season in the NBA where everything got shut down, and it was a truncated season, and the Warriors were terrible, and then the next year you come back, and we didn't have fans. We had cardboard cutouts, and the Warriors, they got better, but not better enough to where they were all the way back. We still didn't have Klay Thompson, and I think about Steph Curry in the press conference after they got eliminated in the play-in tournament. The anger on his face and his words, you don't want to see us next year.
That's right.
And, at the time you thought, okay, it's a typical athlete, a frustrated athlete. Of course he's going to say that. And then you skip ahead an entire year and a couple of months, and he was right. And Draymond was right back in February when he said, we're going to win this championship.
Yep.
And all of the confidence at the time, it's cocky hubris, but when it comes to pass, it becomes just, somebody who's prescient and somebody who knows what the future holds.
As we continue to lay the day out for you, also a reminder to invite all of you to come to the San Francisco Athletic Club. This is at 1750 Divisadero Street, and hang out with Stephen Langford from the morning roast. He's going to be there from 12:45 to 2:45 later on today. So the party continues throughout the city. Come say hi to Stephen. San Francisco Athletic Club, 12:45 to 2:45 today.
That's huge. Nice guy Stephen.
Yep.
He used to be an intern back on the Rise Guys. And you talk about a championship run. He's been doing it now about 10 years. And I just went over and talked to him before we came back on the air. And
he's flexing. That's his flex moment of the day. He's putting sunscreen on his bicep right now.
You're damn right he is, Mark. And
wow.
I went over to him and I said, you're getting Nice Guy Steven is live at the San Francisco AC. He's worked so hard throughout his career, and to have this be, it's a culmination sensation.
I tell you what, you are just piling dollars out there.
I brought the jar. I figure we might as well fill it up.
Yeah, and you brought the bag apparently too.
Major bag alert.
Let's go to Mo in Oakland on Willard and Dibs. Next up, Mo, thank you for calling. What are you doing?
Willard Dibs, man, I'm at work, but I'm downtown. I see all the action. But what I want to say to you, I called you at the beginning of the season. Remember I said one of you guys sound like Barry White and the other one sound like the guy from The Barge?
Yeah. I've always been mistaken for Barry White.
Hey, Mo, we thank you for calling, man. What else did you have to say?
Yeah. Remember I wonder how you feel right now from predicting the Warriors to win about 43 games, and I was like, man, we're going to win the championship. You see the squad? So I wonder how you feel, not in a bad way, but just like seeing how the season, started off and where they at today. What's your perspective on the season of how you felt when it first started to today? And I love listening to you guys. I'm at work right now, and I'm downtown, but I like listening to 95.7 in the game.
Hey, Mo, we appreciate the heck out of you for being with us from the beginning of the season to end, and know and hope that you'll continue to stay with us. I don't ever remember personally predicting 43 wins.
No, I feel terrible because, it's my job to have an opinion, and I actually had an opinion and weighed in with my opinion, and, I didn't have them winning the chip, and so I should be drawn and or quartered.
I don't know who actually had them winning the chip, and Mo is going to sit there and raise his hand right now. But look, here's the bottom line. Steph Curry told you last week, of course we had doubts. Steph Curry said that. There is no shame in this game. There is no shame in thinking this was going to be really hard. So, Mo, here's my perspective on that. It only impresses me more. If we sat there at the beginning of this year and said to ourselves, wow, we hope that this works out, but how is this going to work out? We still have no clue what Klay is going to look like. We have no clue if Wiseman's even going to play. Jordan Poole was not even a thought. Andrew Wiggins was a disappointment. Yes, we had...
You watch your mouth. No more Wiggins slander ever.
And yes, they had Steph Curry and Steve Kerr and Draymond Green, but was that going to be enough in the cauldron that is the West? You had to be really optimistic, and I thought top 4 seed if things went well, and turns out they were the 3 seed. But the idea of a championship to me was something that you couldn't even discuss until some other things happened first, namely Klay's return. But there's no shame in that today. The thought is, if you thought they weren't going to be able to do it, if you were acknowledging the difficulty of what needed to take place, then you're just that much more impressed today that they did it.
Right.
That's the perspective. That's my only perspective on this.
Well, and the perspective is always the idea in sports and sports talk is, what do you think is going to happen? This is what we all do. Like, if I asked you how you thought your life was going to come to its conclusion, we could have a discussion, and you would weigh in on likely scenarios based on your health, your welfare, and a number of other factors, but you don't know, and none of us really knows. We don't know how a season's going to go. One thing we talked about at the start of the Warriors year is everything that needed to go right in order for this to happen. For us to be sitting here in the crosswalk at Market and Drum, there needed to be about 10 things that had to go right, and about 8 or 9 of them actually went right. And the things that didn't go right, James Wiseman making an impact, no fault of his own. His body's not quite ready for him to withstand the rigors of an NBA season, but everything else went the way it needed to go, and you got into a spot where you played the right teams at the right time. Steve Kerr, by far, in my opinion, his best coaching job in the NBA, and you found your way through. You navigated 82, and once they got through the 82 and they got where they were, we both talked about it. If they make it to the conference finals, that would be good. We would feel like that was a nice accomplishment, and then maybe next year would be the year. Everyone thought that this year might be a year too early, and yet here we are on a parade route.
Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes it's great to be wrong. It's not doubting necessarily. It's pointing out the difficulty that was ahead for the Warriors, and we can all acknowledge how difficult that was, and they did it. It's almost kind of like the discussion that people use around Steph Curry. You have such a hard time putting him in the top 10 or your Mount Rushmore or whatever, because he doesn't look like the other players on that list, number one. And number two, each of those broadcasters' voices, former players, whatever, they also predicted back at the beginning, well, no, Steph Curry's not going to be that. So now you have to admit that you were wrong. But what's impressive to me, think about that. If Steph Curry doesn't look like the other guys on Mount Rushmore, doesn't that actually
elevate him
even better than them?
Right.
Because they got to Mount Rushmore by being 6'9" and
genetic
260.
lottery.
But Steph Curry is in that conversation at 6'2" and a $190.
Right.
That it makes it even more impressive than what the others have achieved.
And I think about that in terms of Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is big, but he's not the most fit, tone, quick, strong, elusive, nimble, whatever he's not. You can make a list of all the things he's not. What he is just the greatest of all time. And to your point, if we talk about like a basketball player, a prototypical basketball player, you look at Michael Jordan, you look at LeBron James, Jordan 6'6", sculpted, all the tools. LeBron James 6'8", chiseled, he can do it all. Steph, you could be Steph Curry. I mean, you and he are about the same size.
Exact same size.
And about the same
he is
build.
in a little bit better shape, but other
Slightly.
than that, it's the same thing.
Yes, but to your point, because I think he looks so, quote, ordinary, it's hard for people who don't get to see him every day like we do to elevate him to the place where he deserves to be.
It's all brought to you by Whole Foods Market, and our parade coverage today on 95.7 The Game is brought to you by the San Francisco Zoo and Gardens and by Zenni Eyewear for everyone. Thank you so much to our partners throughout this entire process. All right, we are going to continue with the phone shortly, but I'm told we've got Klay Thompson with us now live. Are you kidding me? As we've got this unfolding right in front of us out here at the parade. Klay, are you with us?
I am with you.
Oh my goodness, my man!
Yes, sir.
My man! I mean, hey, did you?
What's that crowd behind you guys? Who's that?
Hey, I don't know if you know, but you
There's people out here.
You touched a few people this year, Klay. I don't know if you know that. A
little bit, and I'm just grateful that I was able to do that. I mean, just being in the Bay Area the last few days, just seeing all the people who are so happy off of what we've done, it's been incredible, man, and incredibly inspiring as well, and just inspires us to keep going.
Klay, did you get on the boat today? And is there part of you that's a little disappointed that the parade is actually not on the bay itself?
No, I did actually take the boat in today because it was a perfect glassy day on the water. It's funny because I lost my championship hat in the wind.
Oh no!
I do not condone littering, and I tried to find her, but she's one with the ocean, unfortunately. And that's why I had the captain's hat on, because I lost the finals hat.
Oh man, well I'm sure
we'll get you another one.
Well, not only will they get you another one, now there's going to be thousands of new boaters coming up this week who are going to be looking for that hat. But so the captain's hat is an afterthought. That's a pretty good look, though.
Honestly, I think it was destiny because it fits the outfit perfectly, and it was my secondary option. So I'm grateful to be here, man. I'm in character, sea captain, here for the day.
Looking good, man. Listen, I know that Klay Thompson with us, Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game. I know you've spoken to this already hundreds, if not thousands of times, but I wonder if you can sort of speak to the experiences you've had in going almost 1,000 days without basketball and the way that you've watched that touch other people as they sort of tap into your journey that you've been on.
Yeah. Man, it was a long 1,000 days, to be honest, fellas. Just a lot of watching. I had to watch 2 years of playoffs, the finals, and then now to be here celebrating the finals, it's incredible. I knew it was a possibility, but for it to happen my first year back, I mean, strength in numbers is just alive and well. I keep saying that because that's our mantra, and that's what's allowed us to do this for years.
Klay, what were the emotions like late in that fourth quarter where you could see that it was going to be a championship and you saw Steph break down, the final horn goes, and your long journey, this team's long journey, had finally culminated in a chip?
Isn't that incredible? I mean, sorry, guys, I haven't slept much this weekend. Sleep schedule is not right now. But Steph Curry, wow, what a story he has. I mean, scoring champion to finals MVP, leading us. I can't say enough great things about our point guard. He really is the face of the Bay, and just is an easy guy to follow because he's such a great leader.
Klay, Father's Day over the weekend, and a few days before that, you were there with your dad, your brothers, who you talked about them being the keys to getting you through your injury on many a tough day.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you? It was such a show of family Thursday night in Boston.
Oh, man, it was awesome. Celebrating at the biggest stage with your family, with your friends. It's what you dream of, man. The after party in Boston was special, too. We danced our hearts away and drank some spritzers and just had a great time, man. It was that's a G-rated version, but
yeah,
it was awesome, guys. I am freaking exhausted. I'm gonna catch a second win, though. I guarantee it. Once I see the fans, it's gives you life.
They're waiting for you, man.
Yeah, there's a couple fans out here, Klay, and just in case you hear somebody calling your name, there's probably about 100,000 or so of your favorite fans out here waiting for you. And, you know, Klay, there's been a lot of talk out there, Jaren Jackson Jr. and the rest of the chatter. How much of that do you hear, and do you have anything else to say to any of the haters out there who doubted you guys could get back there?
Well, as far as that tweet, that just bothered me because I thought all the times we battled the Grizzlies in the past, and I would never turn to technology to mock another franchise, especially, you know, like Zebo and Gasol and Conley. I had a lot of respect for those guys. We had some really hard-fought battles. So I didn't forget that petty stuff. I had a night off. We got beat by about 40. And I don't know why that memory popped up back in my head, but it did. And I just couldn't help myself but let loose for a second. I had to remind him how I thought of his actions.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I'm sure you're aware, or maybe you're not, with all, as you said, the lack of sleep and the fun you've been having. But the Ja Morant, Draymond Green discussion continued over the weekend. It looks like the Grizzlies wants to be your rival. How do you feel about that?
I don't care. I'm gonna enjoy this championship, man. We worked so hard to even think about the future right now, so I'm just gonna enjoy this and live in the present because it's special.
Klay, a lot of chants out here for Rocco. Yep. Is Rocco going to be a part of this, or is
he's
Rocco
not? I gotta go,
today?
fellas. Though appreciate it. I'll see you later.
All right. Okay.
Thanks,
there goes Klay, and I think Jordan Poole is going to be standing by here momentarily as well. So moments away, we'll have Jordan Poole, but Klay Thompson with the captain's hat.
And the sleep schedule.
And a second wind is needed.
Yeah.
So if you're on the route today, make sure that you let Klay Thompson hear you.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, and the band is being struck up not only for the excitement of the moment, but because of our next guest, a new fan favorite for the Golden State Warriors, Mark. Jordan Poole joining us here live from the parade route. Jordan Poole, first parade. Congratulations on the championship.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, Jordan, so what are your expectations for today? And what's your plan if you have one?
I got a couple water guns out there. Probably just, you know, spray some champagne in the air, you know, some water, get a little pool party action going, probably throw the beach balls out there and just chill, man, and enjoy this. It's an amazing day outside. Have some time to recover, so it's good.
Yeah, a spectacular day, and what a season for you, Jordan. We all remember your first year, your rookie year, when the pandemic kind of halted it, and you struggled early in that campaign. Can you put in perspective from then to now just what your NBA journey's been like, from struggling rookie to now NBA champ?
It's been an amazing journey. I'm around some amazing guys, amazing coaching staff, and being able just to come in and work, as hard as I do every single day, it's pretty good to see it actually, finally pay off. And the first 2 years were just, rough in general for our team. We weren't the best, and we didn't have the best record. But being able to come in and win a championship in year 3 so early, it's a dream come true.
Jordan, as you got deep in the playoffs, there would be a lot of talk if you had a game that wasn't your best. People would say, oh, he's only 22. He's got to learn how to do this. Can you take us through that process? How did you find confidence in the face of difficulties during the playoffs?
I mean, my confidence level, if anything, it had risen, just because this is what I had prepared to do, was be able to perform and make an impact in the playoffs. You know, the regular season, you know, you get to gain the chemistry with the team and, you know, learn plays and, you know, try to become a better player. But the bright lights are on in the playoffs, and the stage is magnified, and that's what I love to do, you know, perform in front of the bright lights. And, you know, I was able to help my team win by making an impact. And if anything, my confidence just grew throughout the playoffs because, you know, I want to be, and I think everybody on our teams wants to be, you know, playing at the highest level and at the highest stage, and we were able to do that this year.
What's the adrenaline surge like when you hit a 40 or a 50-foot buzzer beater in this stage of the playoffs in the NBA Finals?
As crazy as it sounds, it's almost like drill work at this point, you know, and it's just awesome to see how engaged and electric the fans are, especially in shots like that, because that gets us going. And you know, when I used to go to games growing up, you want to see something like that spectacular. You know, you want to see somebody hit a crazy shot or do a crazy move, and luckily I was able to provide that for the fans this year. And shout out to Dub Nation.
Yeah, Jordan, a couple of late buzzer beaters, some quintessential celebrations. Steph Curry coming straight over to you with a wry grin in those moments. Yeah, can you let the fans in a little bit on the playful nature of you and Steph and those kinds of shots and sort of how you share that together?
Yeah, I've been hitting shots like this since I was a kid, and it was amazing just to see Steph doing it at the highest level growing up. And being able just to do it with him daily in practice and in the game, just our shooting competitions. And it's just, we both can be extremely electric, especially late in the shot clock or late in the quarters and late in the half. And, you know, our percentages go up when the clock goes down is how it feels. And we both have the confidence to shoot them and make an electric play. So it's really awesome to have a teammate who we can both do the same thing in that nature.
Jordan, it's so awesome to have you. Enjoy the day. Let Jordan Poole hear you.
Appreciate
Let
it. Let
Jordan Poole hear you. They're waiting for you out here, Jordan.
God.
They're waiting for you out here, man. Thank you so much.
No problem. Appreciate it.
Wow, it's pretty awesome, Mark.
There it is. There
Awesome.
it is.
Jordan Poole.
Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole. Just